Let me ask you something. If I told you that your agency was spending over $1,000 per employee each year on a product with a 90% failure rate, how fast would you cancel that contract? You'd fire that vendor in a week. But that's exactly what's happening with training across the insurance industry, and almost no one's questioning the invoice. We keep paying for it because training feels like the right thing to do. But feeling right and being effective are two very different things. The industry average for training spend is north of $1,200 an employee each year. On its face, it sounds reasonable, responsible even. But here's the question no one asks. What does that investment actually produce? In most agencies, the answer is just completions. Hours logged, CE credits, little initials after your name, boxes checked. The training was delivered, the proof is on file, and everyone moves on until a client calls with a question the team can't answer, or an E&O claim surfaces from a coverage gap that someone should have caught. This is the recognition versus recall problem. Recognition means you can identify the right answer when you see it, like picking the correct option on a multiple choice CE exam. Recall means you can pull the knowledge from memory under pressure and without prompts, like explaining an AI endorsement to a client who's waiting on the phone and you don't have notes in front of you. Most insurance training is built to test recognition. The job demands recall. The gap is where a lot of these training costs are hiding. And the cost isn't just $1,283. It compounds in ways that never show up on the training budget. An account manager who can't recall a coverage nuance puts the client at risk. A producer who freezes on an underwriting question loses credibility with the carrier. A CSR who requests the wrong endorsement creates an E&O exposure that could dwarf the entire training budget. These downstream costs never appear on the training line item, but they trace directly back to training that was designed for delivery and not retention. There's another cost that's harder to quantify, but just as damaging. It's called arrested development. I've seen agencies with people who have 10 or 15 years of experience but plateaued at year 3. They passed the exams, they completed the annual CE, but their actual skill, the ability to think through complex coverage scenarios and advise clients with confidence, and also catch mistakes that others make, flatlined years ago. That's arrested development. And the training system that they were in was never designed to prevent it. It was designed to check a compliance box, not build genuine expertise. So what's the alternative? It's not spending more money. It's fundamentally redesigning how the money is spent. When training is built around how the brain actually retains information, like with space practice, retrieval, immediate feedback, and progressive challenges, the same investment produces dramatically different outcomes. The dollars don't change, the design changes. And then the results change. That's what we've done at Total CSR. Not just to add more content to the pile, but to change the underlying architecture of how insurance professionals learn. So that every dollar invested in training produces knowledge that sticks, skills that transfer to real client interactions, and professionals who keep growing. The $1,283 problem isn't the problem. The design is the problem. If we fix the design, the investment finally pays off. Every dollar you spend on training should build something that lasts. Let's make sure it does. If you're responsible for training at your agency, hit the subscribe button.